towards the end of the Frantic Assembly workshop, we started working on heartlines. This was when you started off with your hand on one part of your body and slowly brought your hand back into your heart as if you were like pulling a nerve from that part of your body back into your heart. And we got told to all stand in a circle facing outwards so we wouldn't either be awkward doing it in front of other people and so we wouldn't copy other people. And we got told to experiment to start off with, just making loads of different ones and trying it out. And then we got told to choose our three favourite ones, and keep repeating them, making sure that we knew them. And we got told to add a snapping into it, as if like you got halfway, then it's snapped, and then you had to pull it back in. Just to make it a bit more interesting. So what we came out with was 3 different movements, and they'd all look a bit different, and because we were all facing outwards, everyone's was different, so some people may have similar movements, but they won't be exactly the same. What we did then was got into groups of 3 and taught them to each other, and then created a movement piece around it. And because this was at the end, we already knew all the layering techniques that Frantic had done, so we got told to just get in a group and layer stuff on top and create a movement piece. So because of this, everyone's was different. So the first one here it has a chair in it. Now this was the only group that had a chair, and it was really interesting, especially the way they used it, as they kept rotating around onto the chair, which I thought was really interesting, the way that they did it, and also the way that they're all facing different directions. It made it just really interesting to watch. And another different one was on this one, they were facing, they were lying down, and when they sat up later in the video, like that, they were facing towards the audience, which was up here somewhere. But because of the angle on the of when our teacher filmed it, it made it look really interesting, and you could really see the eye contact that they had between them. And then later on, when they cut it off and started looking in other directions, it made it really effective looking back on the video and seeing what it looked like from above. So because of this, we just discussed about the different kinds of ways you can make the heartlines interesting, because on their own, while they are interesting to watch, it can get very repetitive, as there are only 9 movements in total. So to add that difference, it would be either doing things at different times, so maybe in canon, or having 2 sets of movements going on at once but trying to link them together, or to have some sort of difference about them, whether that being on a chair and constantly rotating round, to have something different every time you go over it.